Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the next update video for the Clone Wars MOC update series. And today we have a lot of cool things that are being worked on, including some of the previous hallways. I'm going to touch up some things, add some new parts to it, and then work on the top part of the mountain and the hangar up on that huge open spot on top of the build. Hope you guys are excited for this episode, and we'll get right on into it. Okay, so we're on top of the mountain here, and you can see that I've started to work on this little section up top, and I've added in some different stuff. Right off the bat, you can see that I added in a kind of bunch of dark blue slope pieces in there, and then put some tiles on top of them. Give it a little slope tiled look, and again, using that, trying to utilize that dark blue color because I think it fits really well, and it's the Separatist kind of color scheme, so I do like using it. And you can see it's just kind of a small little sloped border around the entire MOC. So, or not, sorry, not the entire MOC, just the up top here on the mountain. So I think it looks pretty cool. Here's what it's kind of looking like from farther away. And then I'll kind of work on that area back there. I'll show you guys some of this stuff in the next few clips here, but this was the first thing I wanted to show, was this dark blue kind of border around the top with the slopes. Okay guys, so this is on top of the mountain. There's the hangar down there. You can see I'm starting to work on some of the stuff up top, so I'm kind of placing some tiles all around just to kind of get a sense of what I want to do with this area. So you can see I've got some tiles, and I've also got some studs right up next to that wall to place the battle droids and all those figures. So I'm just messing around with a few different tiles, trying to figure out. I don't think I'm going to do anything super complicated because it doesn't really need to be anything crazy up here, just a good spot for droids to stand up and take some shots at the clones trying to charge the wall. So, and then this is the turret that I showed a few episodes back, and you can see I've also started to do a little bit more with the area up top here. You can see I've started to place a few pieces and a little walkway that kind of leads into the turret. Those are just some really cool unique pieces that I found in my dark blue bin. So kind of cool pieces. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they definitely look pretty cool, and I'm gonna add a little bit more to this section up here. I might not make it so flat. I might raise it up a few bricks. Not too sure yet, but I think those are some cool unique pieces that I haven't really seen in a whole lot of MOCs, so I made sure that I wanted to use those once I found them, and I will add a little bit more, and I'll keep updating you guys as I go along with building this area up top. So this is what it looks like with a bunch of droid figures on top of the mountain here. You saw it empty. Now you can see what it's like with a whole bunch of minifigures, and I do think it looks really cool. This probably won't be how they're set up like in the final version, but I just wanted to kind of mess around and see how many droids I actually could fit up here. So that's not what they'll be like in the final cinematic video, but I did want to have a little bit of fun real quick and set up a line of super battle droids and a few other battle droids kind of getting ready to shoot down at the clones. So I think it's looking pretty good. A quick disclaimer for those past few clips. You might be wondering why all these slopes and everything aren't attached. Like I can just lift them up, they're not attached at all. You might be wondering why that is. The reason I'm doing it is because I don't want to attach anything right now because I don't know if it's final. So same with like a lot of these tiles, and then obviously the stuff over there. But I don't want to attach it because I don't know if I'm going to keep it there. And this whole structure up here is kind of hard to, it's supported well, but it's kind of hard with the roof over here and then all the slopes over here. And it's just a small thin walkway, so it's not the most, it's when I press down on it, it kind of makes me worry that it's going to break. So what I do is since I don't know if it's going to be final yet or not, I haven't fully placed everything down in there yet. But once I make up my mind and once I hear what you guys have to say about this part of the build, I will actually clip those in and make sure they're attached. So I thought I would do a quick disclaimer because some of you might be wondering why none of that stuff is attached, at least up here in this top area, is I'm not sure how I want to do it yet, so I don't want to clip anything in yet. Okay guys, so in the previous episode, I showed this area. Back in there is the hideout from the previous episode. I had a suggestion from TAF Bricks, I think was his username. It was a great suggestion. He suggested to change up the different plate colors underneath the clear black tiles down there to different colors and stuff. So pretty much what I did is I went in, kind of hard to see, but underneath the black tiles there are now dark green plates, dark brown, brown, tan. There's a bunch of different colored plates underneath the tiles, so it gives it a little more depth and interesting color to it. So again, thank you for that suggestion. It was a good idea, and I think it looks a lot better. Now, because I went in and changed that, I kind of had to destroy everything over here and redo it and raise it up a few plates. And when I did that, I just decided to go ahead and change everything again. So what I did was I changed some of this stuff up. You can see there's some new elements to it, nothing too crazy, just some simple changes to make it a little more polished. And then this area over here is new. I talked about it in the previous episode, I just never got around to actually building it. So as you can see, we've got the wall right there. And then probably my favorite part of this area is I added this, so you can kind of see underneath there it's black. So there's a bunch of that, more of those trans black, but instead it's in bricks instead of tiles. So that's underneath those things down there. So it's kind of like the stream. It kind of like will go under there and then come out out into this area over here. And I will show you in a little bit what technique I used to get that. I don't know what those pieces are called exactly, but they're not grilled. They're not like the 1x2 grill pieces. They're a different, like more unique piece, and I was able to put them together in a way that I think fits this kind of sewage area, so I kind of like it. And you can see in there, so it gets the effect across that I wanted. This whole area has pretty much been remade. Kind of everything is a little bit different and a little more polished, and I think it adds, makes this area a little bit better than I had in the previous episode. Okay guys, so over here, the normal hallways, and then we've got kind of a blown out thing in the wall to make it look like the clones have breached through that wall. And then here's another hallway, and then the door back there. And if you remember, I originally said that I wanted these hallways to kind of be like more worn down as they go along the line. I kind of started messing around with like that wall design back there, and I was like, I'm just going to make it very similar to this hallway and see what it looks like. So there's the back. There's a bunch of weird different tiles and different shapes and stuff like that. And then there's the pattern on the ground with a bunch of different tiles and a few grill pieces there, I think 1x2 grill pieces, and then the door back there. So yeah, pretty weird design. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it up for a while and see how I feel about it, but I'm also probably going to try to prototype a different design that is more worn down and destroyed. I'm just kind of starting to run low on some parts and starting to run out of a little bit of room down here, so I'm going to mess around with that stuff, but that will probably be for next video. So this is kind of what the hallway is looking like so far. Going down that way, and then the blown out part in the wall to make it look like the clones have kind of breached in through one of the walls. A little small weird hallway door, and then some of that's just covered up, and then we've got the kind of newer area over here as well. Next video I will probably try some different designs, make it more worn down and kind of like I originally had planned. So okay, so here's the technique that I used for the little drainage area I just showed you. I actually don't know what these pieces are called exactly, but as you can see, here's what it looks like. If I can figure out what this is, I'll put it in the description or on screen. I just don't remember exactly what its name is, but it's a really cool piece. I really like it. I haven't really used it a whole lot before because I never could really find many uses for it, but now I was able to find a good way for it to be used in this MOC. So essentially all I did was I had one of those, and I also had one of these headlight bricks. I think they're called headlight bricks. And all I did was I took the headlight brick, and I just kind of, on the back side, I took it and I just connected these two. So then they're connected like this. So now you can see I'm able to pretty much place it and start to do whatever technique that you want to do. And then if you also want to do anything else on the back side, you've got that stud right there, so it gives you a lot of options. And then just so it fit in with the rest of that area, I just put a 1x2 tile on top of it like that, and then connected them. Now it looks like this. And then again, you can kind of do whatever you want with the rest of your technique. But that's essentially how I did that little new drainage area that I showed you, was just one of these really cool pieces that I don't know the name of, but I'll try to find it for you guys. And then 1x1 headlight brick and then you can just kind of place it however you want. So it's a pretty cool thing. I don't know if it's already a technique, but I just kind of thought of it on my own. So I don't know if anybody else has used it before, but I think it's kind of cool. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely a lot of cool and exciting things that are being worked on the MOC. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And as always, leave any feedback in the comments section below. Hope you guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.